Hi, I'm Kevin Tame, and welcome to the Hacktivist. Today I'm going to be playing the CI Moons deck, and I'm playing against Anish, who is a local DC player here that I play with in person sometimes. We happen to find each other online. He's going to be playing Hayley, and this is a version of Greg's deck that he had brought to Worlds and took to second place. So let's jump right into this match. Okay, so this isn't the ideal starting hand. I want to see cards that have moons or turtles or violet level. A piece of ice is also nice. A cheap piece of ice that I can protect a moons with is also really great. So I'm not going to protect HQ and R&D here. And the reason why is because I want to charge up moons as much as I can. So I immediately start going for installing. And I basically am forcing him to have a breaker and the correct breaker. And he doesn't have it, obviously, because he ran right away. He loses a click, puts me in a great spot. At this point, what I want to do is just keep installing things as much as I can so that I can keep getting counters. Having 4 counters is great, but I want to see if I can get up to like 5 or 6. So my rhythm here early, if he doesn't have a way to get in, is to draw, install, draw, install, until I need to, until I have like the enough counters on my moons. Eventually, what I need to do though here is I'm going to need to protect HQ and R&D, because if he does run indexing, which I assume he is I need to protect. So this is kind of my opportunity to go ahead and just install and protect HQ and R&D. Trashing the Lakshmi is pretty good for him because he is on Aesops, so he doesn't have Film Critic. And so I need to start protecting my Lakshmis, and I get a little lazy with them in this match. And I think because I was kind of laser focused on getting as many counters on moons as I could. And I think that's still the right play. And so whatever there was, any type of installable thing that I could that wasn't an agenda, I was installing. So like what I'm going to do here is I want to install, and then violet level. Now I'm at a point where I have so many counters that it's going to be hard for him to actually compete in keeping up with this deck now. It's hard to say. He probably should have come in and dealt with moons sooner. But what he's trying to do is he's trying to get his economy set up, and it's just too slow for this deck. And you need to be pressuring early as the runner to be able to beat it. And what I'm doing here now is I just am going I'm setting up myself up for a successful field test play. Successful field test with a bunch of counters on moons is the way to basically shut the other player out of the game. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to be firing moons and getting 10 cards. And then I'm going to have 10 extra cards that I can install. And what you usually want to do is you want to set up the next turn to score again. And often what happens in these matches is that people see what happens here, and they're like, oh, I need to either run in here, and they kind of break the bank to do it. And I was in a good position where I could have rezzed Ashigaru, and there's no way he would have got in. Another really great play is to actually just biotic out the successful field test. The problem that I had with this match is that he has SMC on the board, and I really have to be careful of Clot, because I'm not going to be able to score out most of the time from hand. So scoring from servers using Lakshmi is the way I do that. So jamming another agenda in and just going for a score as soon as I can is the right call here. I want to get all 3 of my Jeeves on the boards. I already have one in server 8 and 10. because a way that he can kind of deal with my deck is to trash Jeeves. It's going to cost him a whole lot and be difficult for him to do. But what that does is it forces me to have to rely on other ways to fast advance out or to score 4-2s. So his play here is to come in and trash my Jeeves, because what that forces me to do is I can't score, right? But he missed the other Jeeves that I have on the board. I'm able to res it and score my corporate sales team. Now, this game, now that I'm on 4 points, I'm on game point, which a lot of players don't know that I'm really on game point at this point, because I have to have, I usually have clones are not people, but I don't have clones are not people yet. So my next thing I want to find is clones are not people. For him, he wants to deal with his Jeeves because he doesn't want me to score out and be able to have fast advance options or also be able to score 4-2s. It doesn't really matter at this point because I have a biotic. I can install a Vitruvius into this server. I just really need to find my clones are not people. So when I mandatory draw here, I end up seeing my clones are not people. It's a good opportunity. I go ahead and score. I go ahead and install. And what I do is I install a few other things that I'm able to res to be able to get a few more counters on Lakshmi. Because if he runs HQ or R&D, there's no way he can steal all of the agendas to win. Because all I need to do is protect successful field test and one of the others, and the game is over. Also, since I have a biotic in hand, it becomes I can then score the clones are not people in the same turn. This match hinged, I think, on me getting as many moons counters as I did. If you can get 6 or more moons counters, you pretty much win the game. You don't automatically win the game, but it helps a lot. The next also key play is being able to couple all of those counters with a successful field test score. A lot of times, you can just biotic out with a Jeeves on the board, and that's going to help you win the game and get you set up. One thing you have to be really careful of when you do these successful field test installs is you don't want to install everything. A lot of times you are tempted to be like, just put as many things out as you can, but you kind of want to hold on to some, because the risk you run is that they come in with like an information sifting or start hitting HQ. Against Anarch decks, they might come in with a rebirth and you could be really hosed. The other thing is you want to be able to hold on to a piece of ice to protect when you need it. Obviously, install as many things as you can, but kind of hold back and not install everything. The key to it, though, is that you want to install another agenda to be able to score the next turn. So a successful field test and then set yourself up to score immediately the next turn. And then what that does is you usually can score the next turn after that for game point. So typically I score within pretty much 3 to 4 turns of each other in the end. Thanks so much. This is not a favored match, I think, for this Hayley deck. And it seemed pretty straightforward, and just plays how it normally plays. And since it doesn't have Film Critic, I have Sandberg, Lakshmi, and the only thing I can't do is Fast Advance, but has 2 of my main win conditions completely available to me. Well, have a great day, and I'll see you guys later.